What's up, Banter family? Sending my love to the entire community from the middle of the ocean. Yes, that's correct. I'm a sailor and miles away from land. Even this distance doesn't keep me away from the Banter family. Thanks to my girlfriend who sends me snippets every day of your daily shows and not to miss out dollar currencies, detailed summaries. This is the strength and the belief of the community you guys are building. My journey in crypto is very recent and I consider myself extremely lucky to have found you guys. I'm this dedicated because of you guys. The strong conviction and backing with which Rand brings his fundamentals and the dedication, belief and honesty with which Sheldon trades with us day after day and shares his priceless knowledge is truly unique. Not to miss out, Fred and his skill to ensure we have a smooth sailing broadcast. This community you have built is not on a hoax of becoming millionaires, but rather a true dedicated community learning and growing every day, becoming the best in the crypto world. My aim is to be part of the Sniper School.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Banter. We're starting to love starting off with these videos, guys. It's what it's about. You know, that man is in the middle of the ocean and he's dedicating himself every day to better himself and to learn every day. And we are loving all the feedback from the community, all the messages, all the testimonials, guys. Please keep them coming. It's what strives us, what gives me and Rand and Fred and the whole team, gives us a lot of fuel for what we do every day. As we do this for free, we do give our time every single day to make sure that you guys have support for the first time, that you're not alone through these things, and through the ups and downs, through our trading careers and through our trading journeys together. The main thing is you're not alone through everything, and we've created the full community for us, guys. So welcome to Crypto Banter. I am Sheldon the Sniper. We have a big show coming up today, guys. We have Fibonacci Lee in the house giving us a bit of views on his Bitcoin, on his bigger term views, his shorter term views, what he's seeing in the market. It's always great to get another opinion. We have Mr. the chart artist Rudo will be giving us some good education today on what little tools does he use to take profits when we are taking in and out of these trades, and what's his little tips. So the whole goal is to give you guys the little tips from all key traders to help you build your foundation, to help you build your structure, and to get different views. You are then going to take the good, all these little nuggets from everyone, and you can start building your full structure in this journey. The first thing I need from you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show us some love for what we do every day. Because yes, the market's turned. In the last 2 months, we've been going through a little bit of a bear cycle, but guess who's here every day? Guess who's here all the time? We are here every damn time. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Show us some love. Show us you appreciate all the time that we give for free every day. We love what we do, and we really appreciate it. Now, what does that do, guys? It gives you the notifications on when we're going live. It's important to follow myself on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper, to follow Rand on Twitter, Crypto Man Rand on Twitter as well. What does that do? It gives you any insight on the show, gives you a lot of key trading tips, anything big that's happening, if we're ever going live, emergency wise. It's important to always stay up to date with that as well, guys. What is the other next thing for hitting that like and showing us and joining this amazing community, the most loyal community and a powerful community, is we got the Sniper School, guys. We have the biggest and best school that we are forming. We are basically there. We are basically finished up. We have very big announcements coming up for it shortly. This school is going to be the biggest, not only crypto school, but the school in the world, and it's going to be for free. That's correct. It's going to be for free, guys. All we do is for free. We want you guys. We want to teach you how to fish. We didn't actually start this whole second show to become signal providers. Of course, we're going to help you guys with trade setups and help you with that. But my biggest goal, my biggest journey is to teach you guys how to make independent decisions and to get your skills up so that without me, without anyone, you guys can make profits. And you can turn this into not only a living, but just always having the backup that if the whole world is turning, things are not working out, you have another option. And you don't have to sit and fall when you have bigger powers and bigger, company, all the things shutting you down. You still have some sort of choice and you can make a change. And the best thing that I would love to ask for you is when you start building this and you start enjoying it and you start getting it correct and you start succeeding, is to share the love with everyone else. It's time for us to build a community that changes the damn world. We know this world is selfish. It's all about I. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. It's about time we start getting some heroes in this world and we start forming this together. So please share the love, share all of that. The school is coming up. Any other big things? Yeah, we got the school, we got the Banter bags, guys. The Banter bags will be launching. We have our book giveaways, our winners from yesterday from Ched. You know, it's so important to be working on the mind, working on the mindset. And this book is very, very important for you guys to be working on. Remember, trading is a mindset game. It's not anything else but mindset. So working on the mind and keeping your emotions strong through this makes it that much easier for you to actually focus on the simplicity of trading, which is structure, dedication, and having a rule system. It's very, very simple. Don't complicate it, and don't try to become an Einstein in this game. Everyone's trying to become Einsteins. It doesn't work like that. The simpler, the easier, simple, erase emotions, and let's get going with that. So guys, I think let's get going. That's all we're sitting with there. Yeah. Awesome. So what we have in the last week, we finally got that higher high in play, which was really, really a good thing for us. Remember, we don't trade off emotions. We don't trade off FUD. We trade off the charts, and we're starting to get some good strength that's been showing. We could see clearly the last 2-3 days, we've been getting a lot of green. I think we had 2-3 days of solid greenness, which we haven't had in a while. So it's nice to see that we're starting to get a little bit of momentum back into the market, and we are getting the higher high in play. And I said very specific, guys, we've been waiting 2 days on this. Let's buy the pullback. Let's wait for the pullback. And you can see now, yes, it's 2 days later. This is where patience comes in. This is where the skill of trading comes in. If you're going to try to force the market, you're going to lose. The market's always going to beat you. But if you can be patient, do you see now how we can catch them at better? Yesterday, Bitcoin was over 36,000. I'm sure people wanted to FOMO in thinking it's going to continue. And today we're sitting at, just dropped to the low of, if I have a look here, 34,400, guys. That's a lot. That's a good 3-5% cheaper. And this is where the power of understanding that patience and using a stochastic RSI, it was telling us that a pullback was coming. And when that pullback comes in, this is where we need to capitalize. Remember the simplicity: buy the red and sell the green. Don't FOMO into the green, because then you can see clearly what happens. You actually put yourself on the losing foot. And the power of us getting to the point where when we're buying on pullbacks and we're buying on supports, we know where to put our stop loss. We know where our risk is, and we know how to take the trade. Guys, I want to know the excitement. Show me love. Show me some like. I want to know for the first time. 2 months ago, we were in the cycle and everything was going berserk. We're making money. But you can't tell me now, if the bull cycle doesn't start, with all the knowledge that we have learned in the last 2 weeks, how excited you are for the next run. Because how much more do you know? For the first time, you know where to put your stop loss. You know what parts of your portfolio you should be using. You know where your long term should be. Like, it is powerful that even though through the darker times, look what we got now. Guys, we are all 5 times, 10 times better traders than what we were in the bull cycle 3 months ago. And it's powerful to understand where we are sitting right now. So let's get into it. Where I am going to start this off with, guys, we got our Mr. Man, our Fibonacci Lee in the house. We're going to go through a quick intake on Bitcoin, go through that, and then we're going to have our Mr. Rudo come on, give us a bit of education. And then I got all those alts. I got another 2-3 alts on for us as well, where we're going to be getting through those alts, giving you guys the zones, where the stop loss, explaining the trades, and where we're taking profits on those trades. Remember, any short-term trades we are taking now, it's your trading, it's your trading capital, your trading for your spot portfolio, your spot wallet, which means you need to take profits. It's not there to hold, it's not there to that. It's to say, I'm entering the trade now, I'm making the money now. I know when I'm taking profits. I know when I'm moving that stop loss up, etc. Lee, buddy, how are you?
How are you, buddy?
What's up? Why have you been trading the whole night? Why do you sound so tired, buddy?
No, I was watching the market. I've not been trading for past 3 days. I wanted to have a clear view of the market. And
need a little bit more candle print.
Yes.
Okay,
same
good.
as everyone.
Same as everyone. Exactly. And what's your, before we get into it, what's your little key intake on being patient for the right buy? I think everyone thinks I need to force it. I need to build. You know what I mean? Like, we have to get in now, and the FOMO kicks in. What's your little tip on that? And that's powerful, right? Wait.
Patience is key. Patience is
exactly.
Key. You can't FOMO in. We always say there's always a trade. There's always the next trade, but you don't have to click the button every single day. So
yeah, don't get addicted. Yeah. You know what I mean? The market's gonna try. It's gonna try to get you addicted, but that's the power. So, buddy,
I wanted to buy the low, and then I missed it. I missed it by $100, and then for the whole 3 days, I said, you know what, leave it. I'm not chasing the pump. So that's
okay. So that's already a powerful. That's already a powerful tip. If you missed it, you missed it. You got to catch the next one. You know what I mean? It's all
Exactly.
about that risk, buddy. So, buddy, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? What have you got for me today? I think let's go through some Bitcoin. I can maybe get your charts up there. What are we thinking, bud? After all of this now, we've had a difficult last week, or I would say, a last month or two. What are we thinking, bud? How are you looking at the market right now?
All right, I've got I trade the Elliott wave strategy, and at any given stage, there's always like a bullish count, a bearish count, and an alternative count. So I've got good news, I've got bad news, and which one you want me to share with you first?
I think the bad one, buddy. Let's go through the bad, because you know what? And you know what's nice now? Even though there's bad news and everyone can say, oh, there can be a bad scenario. Look how much more skilled we are this time. Guys, with a stop loss and with things in play, we prep for either way. So you know what I mean? So it's powerful to know. It doesn't matter which way it is. We're going to capitalize on either way. So I think get going with it, buddy. Give us your bad
so
view
let's go with the bad news. Let's go with the bad news so we can put this one behind us. So we know who are we fighting against. I've shared a few days ago, this is a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse wave down textbook. This fourth wave has retraced to 38.2 of the fib level. If you take the fib level from the top to the bottom here, 38.2 textbook fourth wave target. Now all the bears and the sellers, they want to see discount happening. All right. So basically we just did the 1. Now we finished the 2, and now we carry on with the 3, 4, 5. And the target for the bears, the sellers, they are looking at least at this 23,000 or even lower, 16,000. And why not 12,000? So this is the midterm, short-term bearish news, or the bearish count that is out there.
And I see that's on the daily, eh? So this is a little bit more for the investors to be having a look at, and obviously we got some key levels we need to have a look at for the bigger, the investors. This is obviously daily, bigger view
for
on
investors, for traders. And yesterday evening, if you count this wave 2, I took a fib from this high at 41,000 and change to this low, and this is the area when you look at the right hand side here, 618. So perfect 618 retrace was 36,680 on BitFinex, and we went exactly to call it 660. So we were like only $70 short of the 618, the golden ratio for the bears to push the price.
Okay, great.
That is the bad news, basically. That's the bearish view.
I see we're losing you a little bit there, buddy. Just slow down quickly. Slow down quickly. Yeah, I just want to make sure that your internet is fine there. It's been dropping a little bit there. So before we go into the bullish view, buddy, I wanted to ask you now. So what would give you the key indication that count would be playing out? Have you got like a support level? Have you got a sort of level to say that if we start dropping this level, that's the count you're looking at playing out? Have you got like a key level or?
Yes, obviously. Unfortunately, you have to look at the recent low at 29K. And in order to invalidate this count, 2 needs to go above here, above 41,000.
Okay. So that's your bullish view. That's your to cancel that one out. If Bitcoin can go to 42, then that says it can cancel that bearish view out. Okay, great.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, awesome. So I'll have a nice trend. I'll work with it to also simplify on any of the bearish views where that can play out. Give us the good news, buddy. Give us the good news.
Let's go. The good news. I think it's gonna be on this one. Yeah. Okay. Good news is, unfortunately, it is short-term good news. All right. So
by short-term, you mean
midterm. Call it midterm.
Call it a month.
Few weeks. Call it a month.
Okay, great.
Yeah, a month until end of July.
Before we need to make any big decisions. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and assuming that the fifth wave have ended already at that stage here at 28 and change. Okay. Now, what comes after 5 wave? I'm looking at the B correction up, the orange wave here, and then a C wave down to make this as a bigger correction. So the midterm, call it midterm bullish view, I'm looking at this here as 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 to print this green A, and then a pullback on B, and then a wave up to C. Now C can end easily between 51,000 and 60,000. So there's
well, that's
really,
still a
really
good
nice gain
70%
here.
up from where we are. Yeah.
So that's really a nice trade to have if we can make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean ABC, the green wave here, and then we can make a decision at that stage, and how we're gonna.
We got a little bit of time. Okay, great.
Little bit of time, but I believe to be wise out there is this is a 618 retrace from the top to the bottom now. So assuming that if we can go back and test this search at 2 at 42,000, even if that test will fail, we still have another chance to go up. And at that stage, when you pull back between the 618 and 786, between this 51 and 57,000, that will be an area where it will be wise to free up some cash, just in case we're gonna drop. So we have more cash, more USDT to buy the dip. Because what? Every sellers is gonna push the price lower at that stage. They will take this golden zone to try to push the price lower to sell. All the people that bought Bitcoin here at that stage, they will also try to get out of the market at close to break even, let's say. So I'm assuming there will be a lot of selling pressure happening between the 618 and 786 always,
Okay,
so
great.
it will be wise to exit the market at that stage.
And you know what's nice about that? But that even if we start freeing up in those zones and the price does accelerate at any point, we'll have a good chance to buy back at those levels, right? Let's say it turns bullish. Let's say that the price will always have a chance to. Great, brilliant,
because
brilliant.
This B can go, it can go a lot higher. It can go to even 1.3 at 73,000, and they can still call this one as a B wave. Not inside that count for those know who how Elliott wave works, but in another count we can call this B at easily also at 73,000. Okay, so and that's why I'm calling this as a bullish, because also these two little signs that it's giving me here. Because if I call this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, we broke this channel. I'm using this channel from this 2 to 4,
good sign, back
to 3. Now, everything that we're doing now is we went outside the channel, making a higher high, like you pointed out earlier on. And now what we're doing is like we're coming back, test this channel here. If that test is successful, now we can go easily for the 42,000 area.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Thank you, and buddy. I see we're running a little bit on time, yeah, but that's.
And to give you a little bit more confidence, Sheldon, about this call, as you're gonna make it right now, is when we look at RSI. The RSI 2 hours, we are busy printing the hidden bullish divergence with the price. Okay.
Brilliant.
So RSI is making a lower low and price is making higher low. So that's why now we have the bias is taking this as signal to come back to the market and try to push its price higher there. So it can happen here, or you can take this from this low to that low. So this kind of area will be a very nice buy. And I will be with the bulls. I will buy this with a target of at least 42.
Brilliant. Well, that's some good gains. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. You know what's nice is now that you're giving me the 2 views, I also have a beautiful support line which can help. You know what I mean? And that support line can help very much for the bearish scenarios ever played. And at least we have a alarm bell and we have a view of both things. So, buddy,
we know now who are we trading against. So it's always good to know your enemy before you enter battle.
Brilliant, buddy. Thank you very much. We're gonna get you on again
always
soon.
A pleasure,
thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome. Cool, guys. So now we got that view. Let's get my chart on the road here. Boom. There's my chart. Let's have a little bit. So remember, that's a powerful strategy of Elliott waves. And now that's what's lovely about seeing the different views, guys, seeing the different points of views, because now we can use my simple strategy with it, knowing that there's always there's 2 scenarios, and we can simplify where we've been looking at. So what have we been looking at, guys? We got the higher high, and we want to be buying the retest of support. We've had that trend break. I see it's a little bit higher. There we go. Boom. There's that trend break in that zone. So what we do have right now is we have gotten that decent pullback. Okay. The only thing that I still see is a little bit of imbalance. So at least we know we're starting to print the bullish divergence. That's great. But we always know that we always have a simple little trend line that we can guide and help us to those zones. So what I'm looking at with Bitcoin, still short-term view now, is I'm buying with my spot wallet. I'm buying all the short-term pullbacks because nothing has said that bullish higher time frame. Remember, that's higher time frame is playing out just yet. I have a support trend line. There's my support. Until we break that support, I'm trading the market whenever we get into good strategized zones. So where we're looking at with Bitcoin is we still haven't made the 1 hour higher high just yet, or anywhere in that zone, and we have a nice little trend. But this is still the zone where I want to be buying up with Bitcoin. 35,000 to the 35. Let's just get that back. Sorry, 33,500 to the 34,500 zone is where I want to buy it. So we are just out now, and I'm not counting out that we can go back in that zone. Right now, we haven't broken the shortest term trend line just yet. So there still is a possibility we can drop in the zones. Reason why I'm saying that I still see a little small pullback first, and it can happen very shortly in the next hour or two, in the next 3 hours, is because the alts have broken all these highs, and they still have a little bit of room to still go. So it's showing me that Bitcoin might have a gradual little pullback now, but the alts still have a little bit more to go to where we need it in the zones, and that will be the correct time. So I'm still thinking that we're going to still hover here for the next hour or two, but today I think we're getting all of our entries, and we're getting our spot trades back into action and where we need them to be. So where I'm saying with Bitcoin, 33,500 to 34,500 is where I want to get it in. And my stop loss is sitting at 32,300, 32,400. So if I'm buying that zone, means I'm using between a 4 to a 5% risk. And where we obviously see Bitcoin going to next is between the $42,000, $43,000 level. So our risk, at least we're sitting between a 1 to a 3 or 1 to a 4 risk to reward ratio, meaning that I'm risking 3 to 5% of my capital for a 15, 20% gain. And that's how you basically that's a worthiness of a trade. But at least we know now that we've broken that trend. We've come down to test beautifully, guys. You see how we talk about it, and I love it when it plays out. And when it's playing out beautifully now never be afraid to enter the trades at these zones, because we know we can put our stop loss inside that trend. And all that I'm doing is I'm using my previous low. And as we progress, we get our entries today. But tomorrow, we will progress our stop losses up. I'll help you guys take the profits, and we'll work together as a team. So Bitcoin's looking really good. And having a look, I think before I'm going to get to the alts now. Let's get on. I know Rudo's running a little bit late on time. He's got a quick 10 minutes on you guys to teach you guys on what he uses to help him take profits. So we've spoken about Bitcoin, and it'll be nice to see if he can use the Bitcoin as the quick example to see on taking profits as we're progressing, as the trade we're talking about now. And then after that, guys, I got a few alts. Let me count you for you quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 alts trades coming up that are all showing us beautiful buy zones. Rudo, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good.
I've now made pretty pictures here for you, and it's not on Bitcoin. So sorry, buddy, but we can go and test it.
Doesn't matter, buddy. I will simplify at the end, no problem.
Right, buddy.
Awesome.
So I want to ask you a few questions quickly before we start. The aim is to take consistent profits. You know this. But how many of your calls end up with 100% accuracy?
Depends. Bull market a lot higher. Bear markets, I'm getting stopped out more. But obviously, my I don't know. I don't know to the exact amount. But
no 100% accuracy. It doesn't exist.
No, I'll never.
And that's the thing. We're working with probabilities. So the objective here that I want to add into what Sheldon does is that we're not here to call tops and bottoms, guys. If you want to try and call tops and bottoms, you're gonna fail, guaranteed. So let's see. When you call this trade, Sheldon, you sometimes say to everybody, it's a winning trade, so let it work. Give it some time to work. Let's see where that pans out. But now this is the age-old question everybody asks, and it's now okay. Now I'm giving this trade time, but now it's coming right back to my entry. I could have taken profit, and I could have re-entered the entry zone. How many times have that happened to you, Sheldon?
Plenty. I think and I think everyone is starting to identify this now.
It's
no
a
one
frustration.
understands until you have a little bit of experience and you start to identify it.
Yeah, it's a frustration. I mean, now I have to be patient with my winning trade, and it comes right back to my entry. So I use a few tools, and the best one that I've come across, to try and manage that is the Fibonacci retracement tool. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys how to set up the tool. So it's on your toolbar on the left-hand side of your screen. There's a little arrow there, and it's going to click, and it's going to give you that Fib retracement button. So when you click on it, you're going to be able to draw a Fib retracement tool. Simple as that. Now, depending on your initial settings, I'm just going to quickly show you how I set up mine. So on the top there, you'll get a toolbar somewhere in your screen. You just have to look for it because they tend to jump around. You go to the little gearbox there and you click on that little gear, and then this is the settings area. Now, the important one that I want to point out to you guys for today's argument would be the 0, the 1, and the 2, 3, 6. Now, I've highlighted this pink for today's session so that I can show you guys how that level becomes very relevant into taking consistent profits. Now, the 50 is not that important, so let's switch it off, and the 786 is not that important. Let's switch it off so that we can have a nice, clear, clean fib. Now, another quite nice tool.
Sorry, Rito, for all the guys that have their notebooks there, what are those 4 there? Or what would you say the 5 is?
The 5, it's 0, 0.236, 0.382, 0.618, and then 1.
Great. Awesome. I hope you got your notepads, guys. Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Once you've set it up, guys, go and click here at the bottom where template is written, and you can actually save it as. So go save it as your fib take profit tool, or whatever you would want to do. Okay, now I've got this one set up. Now let's have a look at a scenario here. So this is Cardano on TradingView. So I just wanted to get a big quick screen out and show you guys a few things. Now I'm not trying to explain entry strategy at this stage. For time's sake, we have to look at just expecting.
So you've got on your entry. Yeah, you've got on your entry. We're in now. What do we do?
There's my entry. There's my top. So what I do is when I have my bottom, I use my fib to track the price. And once price closes and opens below that level, I then use my 23 as an exit point, knowing that the 382 and the 618 will get tested and I can have more entries. Now, that's all going to be dependent on your strategy, guys. So like we said, we don't want to try and give buy entry strategy at this stage. It's all about taking the profits. So now this being said, let's quickly run a few scenarios out. So if this was my fib and I placed it over this area over here and I'm using the daily, where did I open and close below it? I opened and closed below the 23.6 at this stage over here. So I would have locked in from wherever my entry would have been. I didn't want to try and get the bottom. So I would have locked in at this run at 98%. That's good gains, isn't it? Safe, good gains, consistent good gains. Now, what do I have? I've got a new low. So now let's take this fib and move it over to the next low. Now I'm tracking price. As this thing is moving up, I want to see an open and close below the 23.6. Until I get that open close below the 23.6, I don't need to take profits. Once I get that open close below the 23.6, which was in this area over here, I'll wait for the 23 and I'll get out. And then I'll use the 618 or the 382 to take another entry. Now let's move this fib over onto this low. And let's use this argument and let's play. Let's have a little bit of fun quickly. So what I've done is I've rewinded this chart, and now there's new candles printing, and it's printing every 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So what I'm doing is I'm using my fib tool and actually tracking the high, waiting for an open close candle below the 23.6. So until I get that open close below the 23.6, I literally do not need to worry about taking profit.
So
it's
as we
all
make
about
highs,
the open and close.
You're going to literally track that high as it goes until you get a close below that. Brilliant.
Open close. And open close, guys. Remember, take notes. Open close. Pause. So there I had a close below it. It opened below it. And now it's going up. I need it open below the line, not a close below the line first. Remember, open close. So now let's play it. Let's see what happens. So now it's still staying above the 23.
Okay, it's still there. Okay.
Yeah, it needs to open below and close below. Otherwise, I'm not interested. So now I haven't gotten out. I can still move my fib up higher. So what are we getting now? It's falling. It's scary, but it's not open closed below it. So it's no need for me to get out just yet. And I keep tracking this. So now every 2 seconds it's going to print a new candle fast. And now let's have a look at this. Now it's falling below it again. Open, close. Let's pause it. What happened there?
That was
the price. Yeah, that was my 23 level. And that candle opened below it and closed below it. Now I know, hey, I need to get out. Let's measure our profit there, Sheldon. So say we bought somewhere over here, the hypothetical profit would have been 360%. But because we do not try and call the tops and the bottoms, I only managed 264%.
Brilliant.
But it's consistent.
Brilliant.
Let's
Buddy,
move
this
this
is
mark
powerful.
over.
I love it. I love it. This gives a nice, and you know, it falls with the system, and I love it. You know what I mean? That makes it simple for you to guard. And yes, sometimes you're going to get at a little bit below the top, but over time, consistency, you're always gonna make sure you're taking profits.
Yeah.
I love it, buddy. Love it.
Your bank account's gonna keep on ticking up. So let's play this one more quick scenario. This has now been rejected. We've lost it. So where do I need to buy? The 38.2 or the 618? I'm not trying to predict you. So now let's wait for that low. And let's see if I maybe should speed it up a little bit so we don't take up too much time. I've just sped it up. So there's a 38.2. Let's see if we're going to go. It seems like we might get a 50 or 618. Let's see. Let's use that as an argument. Let's use the 50 as a buy. And
what's nice is with that, Rudo, you used the two different scenarios. You would have had a trend line in place as well. So you can see very clearly if you used it with that tool, you would have had that trend line. And the breaker that would have said, okay, it was this level, not the next level. Because I think that's what's lovely about the trends. They just help you. Because the problem is with the fib, there's 5 or 6 different levels. Which one is it going to bounce?
Which one do you buy?
Can bounce it. And a trend line just helps you with that on wherever we start to break. That's powerful, buddy.
Exactly. That's where your trade strategy on buying needs to come in. You need to supplement the zones that you're looking at. I don't want to use that, but I want to use the wave. The idea is that this was a wave. From the bottom to the top, I need to get out. And that was the goal of the strategy. It's not to try and say that this is how you buy. Use your buy strategy, but just try and use it to get out. So now that was the entry. We would have, open, close below it. So there would have been my exit point. So I would want to have exited right there because we open, close. So the next green candle went right up there. Maybe I got out at the bottom there. I'm still out with profit and I still have another opportunity to take another buy. So now let's play this one more time quickly. And I just want to show you the power of this thing finally. So now I'm going to place it on the next low. Let's say that's my low. Now I'm tracking it. I'm tracking it. I'm tracking it. There's a low. We're constantly closing below it. I don't want to trade now because there's a mess. So now I see we are moving past it. I would have probably got my buy over there somewhere. And now I'm tracking this one up again. And as I'm tracking it up, open, close below it, simple, there I need to get out. And this you can rinse and repeat on smaller and on higher time frames. As this thing is tracking up, it's now moving quickly. Let me just pause this. As this thing is tracking up, I'm slowly but surely laddering in and getting my buy strategy. So now price is moving up. At this stage, no open closes below this. So I'm still in my trading profits. I would have probably entered around that level. You know, we've looked at these wicks. You've given a lot of trade education around that level. So now it's tracking it. So let's just play this thing again. So I'm constantly tracking up this high, not trying to get out too early. I'm waiting for an open close below that level. So there was an open close below that level. Tested to the 38.2. There's my buy. I'm still
now
tracking
you track it up again. There we go.
Pause. 38.2 open close below the level.
There we go.
Enough confirmation for me to say, thank you, I'm out. Guys, go and practice with us. Sheldon, thanks for the time.
Buddy, that was brilliant. I think that the best thing for guys to do now, you know, what's one of the best ways to practice something is to go mirror trade. To literally jump to the thing, go trade it, and just practice it as we go. Guys, it's another tool. It's another thing you add to your book. Buddy, thank you. I think that was fantastic. It's brilliant. You know what I love about it? We're starting to teach how to start consistently taking profits. Take the money off the table. Buddy. Otherwise, someone's going to take it from you. Buddy, have a fantastic day. Guys, for Lee and Rudo, you can see below, they do have their Twitters there. Go follow them for any key information from them. Buddy, I will see you again shortly. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay, so let's jump back on here. What have we been talking about next? Let's get into our alts. Let's go see. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. We've seen that we got our Ched's book winners. I hope you guys have seen that. Everything else. Okay, great. Cool. Let's get into the alts. Let's get into where we are looking at what the alts and which ones we are trading. So I've added another 2 today. Theta and VET are the ones that I've added to the list today as well. Now, we could see here, guys, that very clear that when we started now progressing, we still haven't had any higher highs just yet. We're still making our way zone. And at the end of the day, I still know imbalances in this area. So I'm still expecting Bitcoin to come through to that zone. Okay. Now we're starting to print some bullish divergence, which is good. It can still be there as we progress, even if we hold these sort of levels. But what I'm looking at here is now I looked at Bitcoin. Now I want to jump to Ethereum quickly. Okay. And I want to go see where Ethereum is now. The problem is with Ethereum is we have now broken support trend. You remember when you're in the trade, look how you just detect the momentum. So you use that with the tool that Rudo just gave you. You see how it starts to make a little bit of sense on when you get out of the market. Okay, so now we start progressing to the upward side, and now we're making our way down. The thing is, we have a nice support that we haven't come and tested just yet. We haven't come and tested these zones. So I've seen Bitcoin progressing its way downwards to the zone, but it doesn't seem, not that one over there. See, I got 2. Okay. Now, the thing is, I still see Ethereum and the alts a little bit more to the downward side because we haven't tested any of these supports just yet. So for me, it still seems that we still got to be very that the alts still have a little bit more downward side, and then we can progress. So that's where my little thing is coming with Bitcoin. Now, a possible another 2% to the downward side, and then we need to capitalize the downward side. Now, the reason why that the alts are not falling as hard. Guys, when was the last time we saw that Bitcoin was falling 3.2% and Ethereum only fallen 1.5%? That means Bitcoin is weaker than Ethereum today. When was the last time we saw that? And what is that? What's the answer? What's the answer? Dominance, guys. We could see yesterday we've been talking about dominance, how we collapsed that zone, and we've been rejected at our key 48, 49 zone. And you can see as soon as dominance is on the side, you see how the alts start actually playing a bit of ball game. They're not so crazy anymore. And the thing is with Bitcoin, when it started making its way down, we could see that we were getting a little push up in the dominance, and then it starts to collapse. So the dominance is showing me that the alts are really, really still, they're accelerating. They're looking good. But what I am seeing here is the 15 minutes and the 1 hour RSIs are getting to the bottom. So now let me paint a little picture of what we want to find today is I see the dominance having a small pull to the upward side. When I see this little pull to the upward side, I see Bitcoin, a small little leg just to the downward side, to this little zone over here. Then we progress. And with dominance then, dominance will go up and then dominance collapse and continue its way down. Now remember with dominance, we still see it going down to the 45 to the 44% level, which means, let me just put it into perspective here, that we can have a possible 3 to a 5% drop in the dominance. Now, if Bitcoin is looking at call it a 800 billion market cap, whatever, we're looking at least 100 billion or 50 billion being diversified from Bitcoin into the alts. So the alts are definitely the ones we need to capitalize. So let's get back into this now. So reason being now, why do I think Ethereum can still go down? To quickly make it simple, okay? It's because there's my trend line. Simple, right? That's it. That's the reason why I can't counter that from the zone, Ethereum's just going to continue upwards. I can't do that. Same thing with Bitcoin. If I jump to Bitcoin there's my trend line. How do I know where in the zone it's going to bounce? Look at that, guys. Look at that. There we go. That's it. So now I'm tracking that trend line to the downward side. I'm tracking Bitcoin down to the zone. The breakout on a support, a key level. That's the key sign for me. So now all that I'm saying is until we've broken this trend line, there's still possible downward side. Now, where I want to catch Ethereum still, it's a little bit higher than yesterday. Yesterday, I was saying 1,900 to the $2,000 mark. Now I'm saying 1,950 to the 2,050 mark because we made such a good higher high yesterday. So I still want to catch it in the zone because then remember what it's about when I'm entering the trade is my risk. A 5% risk is what I want to be catching on Ethereum. Now, that's where I want to get it. So just to simplify it, 1,950 to the $2,050 mark is where I want to be catching Ethereum. How do I know where? Put your trend line in, guys. There's your trend line. We break that trend line, we start progressing to the upward side. It will show you where the low, the temporary low was for now. And that will help you very much. And where I want to put my stop loss is 1,880 is where I want to put my stop loss. It's about a 4.5% risk. And I still see on the next push up now, if we see Bitcoin going to 42K, I see Ethereum going to 2,600, 2,700 in that region over there. So that is still my zone. Now, the main thing, the main focus for today is to get our entry and to put our stop loss in. That's the main zone. And for now, if you want to set an OCO order, go practice it. We've taught it to you guys this week. Go put your first take profits at $2,600. But as we got our entry now, tomorrow, we will see where we are. And I will show you guys how we track this with the trend line to the upward side. And I'll show you when we start to lose momentum. You see how we're going to build this together. So Ethereum, $1,950, $2,050 mark. Great. And we got our stop loss at 1,000. Let me just take it up a bit. 1,880 for Ethereum. I'm going to go through these quick. I've been through them the whole week. There's still imbalance for Link. So Link, even though we're tracking down, we haven't broken any of those trends just yet. And we have made a lower low on the hour. So the possibilities of Link having a little push up and then the little leg back down, that's what I'm looking at. That's where I want to catch it beautifully. So I still want to catch Link between 17.4 to the 17.8 region is where I want. And my stop loss at 16. Remember, simple from there to there. I'm risking 5% reward, 30 to a 40% reward. Risk to reward ratio. Very simple, guys. If you are lost, you can have a look. I've been going through these the whole week. Same thing. Dot 14.5. $15 is my entry. $14 is my stop loss. And my TPs, $20 to $21 is where we're looking at. You see how we track this, guys? There's the trend line. If I take that in there, there's my trend line. So there's still room for me to have a little push up. But to that zone, buy in there, get the breakout, put my stop loss in, risk minimal, and we progress as we move. So dot still, uni, same one. There we go. We got a trend line in play there, a push up, push to that zone, and we get the breakout. There's the buy over there. So uni, I'm still looking at 16.5 to 17.1. Stop loss, 15.7 under that zone. Kusama, this is one we've been looking at, one we've been waiting for. Look how beautiful, just by being a little bit patient. Everyone wanted to buy there, and you would have been caught and you would have been hurt right now, because even that, from the top to where we are now, you would have lost 14%. Do you see where patience comes in? So still with Kusama, you see all the charts are showing me this little imbalance area. And that's just the zone I want to be kept. That's really the level that I wanted to be hitting. So Kusama, 175 to 185. Buy zone, 170 is where my stop loss is going. So percentage-wise, we're looking at a 5-6%. Remember, use this trend line to help detect. But if we're running a little bit of a higher risk on the Kusama, remember the reward is a hell of a lot bigger. So the reward for the next TP is I'm looking between 60 to 90%. So that's huge rewards over there. Looking at BNB, you see they're all showing us the same thing. BNB as well. BNB, we catch it to 275 to the 285. That's great. 270 stop loss, 5% risk. And I see BNB making its way up close to the $400 mark. So BNB, great. Now the next two. So we've been through these, guys. If you have missed it on yesterday's show, any of them, where the entry zones are there. The stop losses, I give you guys stop losses every day where we should be putting them. And I've given you trend lines. So make sure you are detecting. You see what's happening with BNB now. It's making way to the zone. How do we know when we're going to break it? There's my trend line. Boom. Track it down, track it down, track it down, track it down. Catch the break, put my stop loss in. There we go. And then the rest of the week, the next 2 days, guess what we're fighting? Where are we going to take profits? Where are we going to take our money? That's where we're going to be fighting for the next few days. Great. Okay. The next one that's looking beautiful, guys, is Theta. So Theta's one I'm adding through to today. Remember the spot wallets, not love me coins, not nothing. It's about us making some money this week and diversifying it. Let's bring it up one more time. I know we go through it often, but it's so important, guys. We are using that spot wallet, make the profits and diversify the profits. That's the whole goal. So with Theta now, as we are tracking down, you see your trend line, you take that trend on the top there, you track that down. So it's still showing me as well. We can have a little push up to that zone, and that break is a beautiful zone. So where I want to catch Theta, 6.2 to 6.5. Stop loss at $6. There's my support. Under the previous low, there we go. So if we can catch it anywhere in that zone, you know, you're looking at a 4-5% risk as well. And you can see the percentage gains that we're looking at for rewards, 30 to the 45% at those zones. So Theta is one. Guys, these entries are going to come quick and they're going to come soon. And when they come soon, you need to capitalize. So VET is the last one that I want to add to the list today. We're looking at anywhere we can catch it between 78 cents to, this is a little bit high. There we go, to the 82-cent mark. That's where I want to be catching VET. Anywhere in that zone, same thing. I take my trend line and I track that to the downward side, showing me the exact same thing. A little push up, push down. Remember, these are 1 hour charts. So this means by tonight, we could have the little push up, maybe the next 2-3 hours are a little bit bullish, and then we can have the pullback at any point. So where if I can catch it anywhere between 78 cents to the 82 cents is where I want to catch it, track it with a trend line. I see us going all the way up to the 12-cent mark. So if we look at percentage-wise, it's 40 to a 60% gains to come. Guys, and I just want to explain this quickly, the power of the spot wallet trade is I'm calling these little zones. This is hard time frame now. Does that mean we're predicting that the whole market's bullish and for that hard time frame is bullish? No. But do you see how in between that can still be a bearish play for the hard time frame? Then we'll go back to our investments and go make sure and go have a look. Right now, we need to take our eyes off the investment portfolio. Okay. Now, if we make our way there, that means that it can still be a bearish scenario. But the fact that we can make 50%, guys, we're going to take our damn money, we're going to diversify it, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again. I hope you guys are just understanding and learning the skill with me. So as we can see over here, vet, make our way down, let's track it down, and let's get the breakthrough. So what I do want to do for you guys quickly is I want to do a quick example of the taking the trade of Bitcoin, and I'm using my little tool to help me very much. You could see here very much, guys, that we went through the whole BINANCE and understanding that you need to put a limit order in for the level that you want to buy, or you can market execute on the break of a trend. So remember how to take a trade. You're either buying a break of a trend or you are limit ordering, you're putting a level that you want to buy at. Once that limit has gone through and you've bought your coin, then you can only put your stop loss into play. So if you have a look here, this is a little tool that I've linked now, the coin panel that I've now linked to my BINANCE. If we go under this normal place order section, so you can see here on top, we've got the trade, the positions, we have the charts, we can select the exchange. Here's all the coins that are on Binance. You can see how it plays out. You can chart, it does the exact same thing. But you can see here what I'm basically looking at when I'm placing an order is if I go place order, it does exactly what Binance does. Means that I can set a limit order, a market order, and I can put a stop limit in play. Now, what I love about using this as well is sometimes I'm not like later I'm on a flight. I still want to be getting these lows if something happens. And we got this awesome feature, which is basically the full trade service. And with this full trade service, it allows me to put an entry in play and put my stop loss and my take profits before the order's even gone through. Which means as soon as if you put a buy order and you put that in play, remember the tutorial videos are below in the description. We do have exciting news. We're going to have the CEO of Coin Panel coming on the show shortly to show us a lot in these sort of zones. It's all little tools just to help you guys, whatever's beneficial for you and whatever helps you guys. But the main goal of it is you're able to set those trades up and it automates your stop loss, it automates your TP. So you can go continue with your day. Do you know what the goal is, guys? And I want to get off of this quickly. Do you know what the goal is? The goal is to not get addicted and to actually learn by staring at the damn screen is not going to change anything. The goal is to know what to do, put it in, and go continue with your day. That's how it works. And when there's action, to come back. To sit here and to drive yourself nuts by just looking the whole day. That's the whole goal. So every single thing that we show you guys, whatever's suitable for you guys, the main thing is we just want you guys to be educated and want you guys to know. Make it simple, make it easy, and whatever works for you guys. So we've got a big, exciting week still coming. I've got more guests coming on the rest of the week. Right now, guys, let's get those entries. Let's get our spot trades. Let's finally let's start using our portfolio again. Let's start using the system that we have learned. We have studied for the last 2 weeks. So let's start using it. Let's start getting to where we need. Use those trend lines, put your stop losses in. Remember, get your entry, plan for your risk. Plan where you're getting out and when are you making that trade for free. So guys, I hope you all got that. Have a look. We only got 5,000 likes. Not happy with that, guys, at all. We are trying to bring a whole new show to this. I'm bringing you guys guests. I'm bringing you guys knowledge. I'm bringing you education. I'm bringing you everything. Show the love, guys. I need to know that we are progressing in the right way. Why? Because I do not do this for myself every day. I definitely don't. I do this. We do this for you guys every single day. So show us when it's going right. Show us when you are happy with what's happening in the show so that we know that we are helping you guys and we are making a difference. So from my side, guys, hit that like one more time. Hit that subscribe one more time. Have a lovely and a fantastic day. And I will see you guys all tomorrow.